What's going on, guys? You know what time it is. It's your guy, Daraine Delevante, your number one consumer law expert, breaking down everything consumer law, everything credit. And guess what? For those of you who are seeing me for the first time, I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer law. I also teach business owners how to scale their business using my 4 key principles: lead generation, lead conversion, client ascension, and continuity. Right now, I'm on the biggest podcast in the world with Boniface, Ogunti. Listen, this episode today is going to be fire. Make sure you got your pen, your pencils, your notepad, your iPad. I don't care what you got to write on. Make sure you're writing on something. It's going to be a fire episode, so let's get it.
So Daraine, I consider you like one of the best credit experts in the world because I learned so many different things from you just watching your different videos on social media that I never saw any credit person doing out there. Like, how did you even get to the whole credit thing?
Well, thank you. I'm going to receive those blessings.
Yeah.
I really am one of the biggest in the game right now. And it's because of the passion that I have for learning.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in giving people fishes, because when you give a person a fish, they eat for the day. When you teach a person how to fish, they eat for their lifestyle, the lifetime. And this is one of the reasons why I don't do credit repair. And people say, Daraine, why don't you do credit repair? Because if I do credit repair, I'm giving you a fish.
Yeah.
See, real wealth is in information.
Wow.
If I teach you what I know, you will be set, your household will be set, and everybody that follows you will be good.
Yeah.
So why would I give you a Band-Aid fix to a deeper problem, which is the miseducation, the misdirectional system here, where financial literacy is what's missing.
Yeah.
So we're an education company. I believe in educating a consumer so they can become the best person, the credit hero for their family.
So do you think a person is an idiot if they use a debit card?
100%. And it's not an idiot by choice. It's an idiot by engineering.
Wow. What do you mean by that?
All right. So we've been told, go to school, get a job, save, right?
Yeah.
But then we're saving, but inflation is going faster than you can save.
Yeah.
And the banks are printing more than you can save. So saving is stupid, but it's what a lot of people have been programmed to do. The use of a debit card. The use of a debit card makes you 100% liable.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Well, if someone gets a hold of your debit card numbers and the PIN, and they swipe your account dry, good luck. Good luck getting that back. Good luck. Just good luck.
Yeah.
Right? Credit card, on the other hand, it's not my money.
Yeah.
It's other people's money.
You're leveraging the money.
It's the bank's money that I am leveraging. So if there is fraud, I know I'm not liable. It's also in your terms and conditions.
But the thing about it, a lot of people, when they start getting credit cards and stuff like that, the reason why a lot of people stay away from credit cards because they feel like it's not their money. And they feel like if they're using this person, if they're getting this debt, it's just going to hold them back. So like, how do you overcome that mentality?
So let me ask you a question. You said, repeat what you said.
Because a lot of people, the thing about it, when they get credit cards, they're only using it on liability.
Right there. Let's go back again. Let's go back. A lot of people think.
Yeah.
That's the word, think.
Yeah.
Where did that ideology come from?
The programming?
Where did that belief come from?
Yeah.
Programming.
Yeah.
Where did that identity come from that debt is bad? Programming.
Why do you think they programmed people to feel that debt was bad?
Well, America is based on full faith and credit of the United States people. So if we want to control a population, all we need to do is miseducate them. So if rich people, and we know this as rich people, we know that the key to wealth is leveraging somebody else's thing to create cash flow in things so I can pay that liability back and own the asset that produces that cash flow forever. But what does the poor person think about? Well, I need to use it for gas. I need to use it for groceries. And I need to cut it up if I'm in too much debt. Well, there's a thing called good debt and there's a thing called bad debt. consumer debt is bad debt because you're going to go buy the Gucci's, the
TVs,
Rolexes, the
house
Rick
things around
Owens.
your house.
Yeah, the 75-inch TV,
Yeah.
the 95-inch TV. Like,
So what should somebody spend?
liabilities.
What should somebody spend their credit cards on?
well, see, it's not my place to tell them what they should and shouldn't spend their money on. But what I can tell them is this. If you are paying for the thing, that's a liability. You see, if you use credit card, OPM, other people's money,
Yeah.
and you go get an Airbnb, you go get a down payment for a rental property, you liquidate those cards and get your 3.5% down, you go into FHA, you get a 203K home loan, and you use that credit card to fund those type of endeavors. That's assets. That's literally using the bank's money to get an asset. You use the property now, the rents from the property, you pay the card back, especially if it's business credit cards that don't even get reported to your person.
Yeah.
But look at it this
people,
way.
you know-
it goes deeper.
Go ahead.
It goes deeper. And I'm a purposely cut you on purpose.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. Two set of families. I won't describe who they are, what race they are, and I want you to tell me the difference in the two.
So,
Two set of families move into the United States. They're both immigrant families, right? Same neighborhoods. There's one family, the first thing that they're thinking of, I must find a job, I must find a job.
Yeah.
The other family that comes in is, what is missing from this community and what type of business can we start in this community that people will come and pay us for?
Yeah.
Now, if you were to guess the ethnicity of the two, what would you pick?
I would pick. So repeat that one more time. Repeat.
The family that says we need to find a job, we need to find a job.
Yeah.
It just out of curiosity. If you were to guess what type of family that is, what type of family would you say?
Probably like a low income family. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we talk about programming. Remember now, they're immigrant families, so they weren't even born here. They came from a different country.
Yeah.
But one family's sole purpose, the first thing is to find a job.
Yeah.
The other family, their first chain of thought was to start a business.
Yeah.
See, I was listening to a program what was it? I think it was a few weeks ago when I was driving.
Yeah.
And the guy that was speaking described two families. One was a black family. The other one was an Asian family, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we were to pick, so I'm going to give you that clue.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a black family, a black and brown family. We're talking about an Asian family or an Indian family.
Yeah.
The first thought process is to get a job. Which family do you think that would be?
The black family? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because of programming.
Yeah.
The
Asians are always trying to get opportunity. They're trying to create wealth for themselves.
But we've been programmed to look for a job.
Yeah.
Why? Because of consumerism.
Yeah.
They know black and brown people are the largest population when it comes to consumerism.
That's true.
We buy everything.
That's true.
We do.
That's 100% true.
Before we program them or reprogram them to think that, well, they should be solving people's problems to become rich. No, we're going to teach them to get a job. When you get a job, you're just over broke, which means you're doing just enough not to get fired, and you're being paid just enough not to quit.
Well, why do you think people get so comfortable just keeping a job?
The word that you just used, comfort. Go to school, get a job, get a house with a white picket fence, get 3.5 kids, go for 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Go for 40 years and retire on 40%.
How do you break that trap?
The mind. It's the renewing of the mind. See, new
so what
life.
did you start doing to break that trap? Because you didn't just appear to the person you are today.
That's a very good question. New life comes from a new mind. Mm-hmm. A new mind comes from a new way at looking at yourself.
Yeah.
So when I had bad credit and I was in the 40-40-40 club, I decided that it was not enough. Dude, I was just over broke.
Yeah.
I was living paycheck to paycheck.
Was you in America at the time? Or
I'm 13 years old to this country. I came here in 2010.
Oh, nice.
So I'm 13 years old, literally, to this country.
Nice.
But before then, dude, I grew up poor. I was running around in Jamaica. I had no shoes on, shorts, sometimes no shirt. I was hunting birds. I had my slingshots.
Yeah.
I'm playing marbles. I'm doing everything, bro. Right? And you don't know that you're poor because all the other kids around me, we were the same. We were happy. We were doing shit, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I went to high school I got a slap in the face. Like, there was kids coming to high school that was driving their own car.
Wow.
I was like,
What high school did you go to?
So I went to Christian High School. It's a school in
state was
Jamaica.
that in?
It's not even, nothing was here. None of my schooling is here. I've never been to school here.
Oh, wow.
Nah.
Wow. That's amazing. You know something about immigrants? I noticed a lot of immigrants who come from like other countries and they come to America, they really maximize their opportunity in America. And I'm glad to see that you're one of them.
Well, the question now becomes, why?
Why?
Because people in America are spoiled.
Why do you think they're spoiled?
They're in the picture too much. They cannot see the frame.
That's
and
true.
because they've been given everything, they've never had to work for anything. They don't know what it's like not to be without. So they take the luxury here for granted.
Yeah.
They take the fact that you can leverage credit to become a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
They're so nonchalant about all the opportunities here. They might as well not have it.
My first $1 million business, I only grew that business because of credit.
Were you born here?
No. I actually came here when I was about 3 years old from Africa.
Oh, you see my point?
Yeah.
People that are in the picture, they cannot see the frame, and it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's how society groomed them.
Yeah.
All right, let's go
They're
back.
so stuck in their environment. You know, a lot of people are stuck in their environment because they're stuck in their environment. They can't see outside of that environment.
But we got to go back 100 plus years.
Yeah.
The educational system. Who started the educational system?
Rockefeller.
Rockefeller.
And, Ford. Like what I know from the education
Rockefeller.
system,
He's the one.
he started it, right?
He's the one.
Okay.
All right. So let's go back to John D. Rockefeller, right?
Yeah.
See, he was the biggest mogul in America at the time.
Yes.
And his friends, Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, all those dudes, they needed workers.
Yeah.
So let's create a system where we can program people and reward them for this programming to work in our plants and in our institutions.
Yeah.
So when they created the educational system from the Persian education system, they cracked the code. The code is to get people to work 8 hours a day or more, 40 hours a week, right?
In the factories.
And have them save up, for a future that they may or may not have.
Yeah.
So it's engineering by construct. This was perfectly planned.
Wow.
So what we're seeing now is over 100 years of programming. That's why they've gotten so good at it. All right.
We got the champagne here.
We got something special here. All right.
Let's do it.
Thank you very much. Oh, I want to show you a trick too with the champagne. A lot of people don't know. So the other day, I was getting a bottle of Moet, right?
Yeah.
And what happened was the lady that was serving us almost got shot in the face by the cork. Because a lot of people don't know how to open a bottle of champagne. Thumb.
How do you?
And so we're like, it's a little segue, but y'all are going to learn something real good right here. Thumb always on cap, right?
Okay.
Because let's say we don't know how this bottle got here.
Yeah.
And if it got shaken up, there's a lot of pressure that's already inside.
Yeah.
So the minute this comes off, this baby is ready to go.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is always have a thumb on it to what? To have positive control.
Yeah.
And then you want to just interchange as you take the wire off.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that there's always something on it, right?
Yeah.
So thumb on, and then now you can take positive control. You let this baby go.
Oh wow!
When you don't have a thumb.
So you're saying when you're twisting it, your thumb has to be on there, no matter what if somebody shook it a lot.
You put the thumb on it because that way you maintain positive control, and someone don't get hit in the face with that cap.
Oh,
dangerous stuff, bro.
Okay.
I've seen a girl gotten her whole. Wow. I don't even want to say it on here, but she got hit pretty hard.
Wow.
There you go, my brother.
Let's do it.
So the other thing now is, I like learning stuff, bro. I just be watching people all the time and learning. You pour it to the side. Yeah. It keeps it from, all those bubbles and stuff coming out.
Yeah, 100%. That's why.
Yeah, bro. I be learning everywhere, bro. I be at the restaurants. I be watching what they're doing a million times.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Man, we're just getting
right.
started, man, because we talked about a little bit about your story, and also we talk about
We
how
got
the
to cheers
whole...
one time for the
Oh, yeah.
people. Hey, guys, this is a toast to you being here, for y'all being on the #1 podcast in the world, for y'all showing up and y'all being great. This is a toast to you and your success. Let's get it. Hey, I drink with my pinky up too. I'm a classy guy.
Daraine, man, I love you, man. And there's so much great thing about you that I've been watching about you, and I can't wait to just get into it.
Well, let's
because
get
we
it.
haven't even scratched the
Let's
surface
go.
about the consumer laws,
I'm ready.
the credit, how people can build their credit. You know, you had a strategy that I really like about how you can build a credit in you fix your credit score to 800 in 6 months, three times?
3 times.
So how do you do that?
All right. So I did it on a cell phone. I wasn't even here. I was deployed. I was in Kuwait. So I'm in the military.
Yeah.
And that point of 2019, 2020 was my breaking point. That's when, you know, when they say when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, that was my moment.
Nice.
And in that moment, I decided that I no longer wanted to live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I no longer wanted to be broke.
Yeah.
I want to fix my credit, even though I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I'm going to figure it out. And it was at that point where the transformation started happening, because what I did was I had to renew my mind. The old mind was of programming, because I wanted to do 20 years in the military. I wanted to do that 40 years or 20 years in. And then I'm thinking of I'm going to retire on 40%, not knowing that that's the biggest scam ever, right? Because I was still confused about money.
Yeah.
And it's at that point when I got introduced to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, did the pieces of the puzzle start to make sense.
I remember the first time I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I just thought that book was so confusing.
Bruh.
You know, it's like, it's so crazy when you're first getting into like entrepreneurship and you start engaging into like different motivational speakers, start learning a lot of different things that I thought was hard when I was starting entrepreneurship 8 years ago. Now it looks like, oh my God, I thought that was hard. You know, I think a lot of people, their awareness is so low that they can't even see things, you know? They got to increase their awareness. So when you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, what was something that stuck out to you?
The first book I ever read from front to back.
Yeah.
And the #1 thing that stood out to me above anything else that I've ever read was the rich don't work for money.
Yep.
They have money work for them.
Yep.
Oh my God. That's the best bar. Like that part solved the issue.
Yeah.
Because poor people pay for things with their life.
Yeah.
They go to a job for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. That's your life you're giving away to a job. And when you're supposed to buy something, you're calculating that if this car outside is $50,000 and I'm only making $100,000 a year, I just gave half of my year away to that car.
Wow.
That's why it's so hard for people to spend money. See, with us rich people, it costs the same for this glass, the same for the bottle of champagne, the same for this mic, the same for this Louis bag, the same for this Gucci outfit, this Rick Owens that I got. It costs the same. Why? Because I pay for it with my creativity.
Yeah.
So everything costs the same.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, because a poor person with a poor mindset will always think, I cannot afford it, because they are calculating that they have to pay for it with their life.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard for a lot of poor people to get out the rut and have multiple streams of income.
Well,
they believe they have to work for everything.
But a lot of poor people too, like when everyone wants multiple streams of income, you know? You kind of have to have, do you feel like you kind of have to have that mentality as that person? Because not everyone can be an entrepreneur and not everyone can be like who we are.
Well, true, but it doesn't stop them from having multiple streams of income.
That's true.
People are just lazy. Let me tell you what people rather do. They rather be entertained.
Yeah.
They rather go to work and buy a 95-inch TV and be entertained watching stuff.
Yeah.
See, I can tell a lot about a person by just going into their home.
Yeah.
If the first thing I'm going to see on the wall is a 95-inch TV, I already know you have a poor mentality.
Yeah.
But you see, if I go in and I see books,
Yeah.
I see mountains of
Yeah.
books. I see Monopoly. I see different things that shows that this person is invested in their mind.
Yeah.
You see, use your wallet to pay for your mind,
Yeah.
and your mind will forever pay your wallet.
That's true. The best investment you can make is in yourself.
It's a whole thing.
So, like, you've been on the journey of investing in yourself and really getting to the level that you're on now. Like,
crazy.
what made you, like, because a lot of people are scared investing in themselves, you know?
Right.
Like, what made you get over that edge to be like, you know what? I'm willing to invest in myself for me to get myself and do the things that I need for my business. Like, what gave you that motivation?
Well, if I can come to the realization that I am my greatest investment,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no going from there.
Yeah.
Because if you can see, if a person believe they can, they can.
Yeah.
If a person believe they cannot, they cannot.
Yeah.
Either way, they are both right.
Yep.
And just coming here today, like, I got probably 10 books on me, bro. No cap. Like, wait, my bag's somewhere over there.
Wow.
There's books in there right now. Like, I am constantly reading.
Wow.
I am constantly learning.
Wow.
But when you tell someone that the information they seek
Yeah.
is in a book that a billionaire wrote, a multimillionaire wrote, a trillionaire wrote,
Yeah.
they're going to think that, oh, why do I need to read? It's the same reason why you are broke, why you're busted, why you're disgusted, because what you put inside of here manifests on the outside. Well, let's look at the nature of things.
Yeah.
To get apples, right? To get apple.
Yeah.
Where do we get apple from?
From the ground.
All right? But what comes out of the ground?
Trees.
A tree, right?
Yeah.
So in order to get an apple to come out of the ground from a tree, the tree must be an apple tree, right?
It has to be.
Well, do you see peaches and corns growing on apple trees?
No.
So people want to reap a harvest they didn't plant.
Wow.
How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
How? I want to be wealthy. I want to be wise. I want to be successful. I want to have wisdom.
Yeah.
Did you plant the seeds for wealth? Did you plant the seeds for success?
Yeah.
Did you plant the seeds for being rich? Did
Yeah.
you plant the seeds for all of those?
Investing in yourself is the number one key. I mean,
It is.
when I first started my entrepreneurship journey, and all I did for like the first 4 or 5, and I still do that. Like even me, like today's date, every month I try to spend at least like $20,000 a month just learning different things. You know, that's just like I'm an active learner towards business and stuff. So like people invest in themselves. It's either you're growing or you're dying. There's no middle of the road.
There's none.
You have to invest in yourself.
I agree.
Getting around the right people will save you a lifetime.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Getting in the rooms.
Yeah.
And people talk about being successful, but I've never even seen you at a conference. I've never seen you in any of the rooms with any other great mentors.
Yep.
And I haven't even seen you post in a book. Now, I'm not saying that the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, because that might be true.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this. Somebody must see you, bro.
Yeah.
You must be somewhere at one point.
Yeah.
And even if you're not somewhere, invest in your own self. Invest in your education. Because if you can't take a chance on you, why the hell am I going to take a chance on you? For
Nobody
what?
will.
And give you my time?
Nobody will.
My most precious commodity.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to give you.
Yeah.
For what?
That's true.
That don't make no sense, bro.
It don't make no sense. So like, let's talk about consumer laws.
Talk to me.
Because you have different, you said credit bureaus doesn't exist.
Nope.
So explain that to us, because we don't know what do you mean by that? Because all we heard about is the 3 different credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and also Experian. So like, tell us about this consumer law thing.
So look in that bag over there for me. You're going to see a bookmark, FICO.
Let's see this.
Now, let me break something down. The idea that there is such a thing as a credit bureau.
Yeah.
You tell me, where did that come from?
What is?
And that's yours, by the way.
Thank you. I mean, the credit bureau came from, I don't know, America, the government.
You sure?
I'm not sure.
It came from somewhere.
Where?
But where did it come from? Millions of people, not only in the U.S., in Canada, Australia, South Africa, the UK, they all think this giant credit bureau exists.
Wow.
Where did this credit bureau come from?
Where did it come from?
It's called double language.
I never heard double language.
So double language is when you say something but you mean something else. Lawyers use it a lot. Legalese, the other term for it is legalese.
Oh, wow.
Right? Where you have to get a whole lawyer to read a whole contract for you. Why can't it be in plain language so everybody can comprehend it?
Yeah.
Why do there need to be a whole legalese where you need to hire somebody to read it for you? Doesn't that sound like deception?
Yeah, it is.
So why can't it just be plain so you get it, I get it? If you agree to the deal and it's mutually beneficial to both of us, we sign and we go about our business. Why do we need a whole courtroom to decipher that? Like, come on, like,
that's true.
How does that?
That's true. That's true.
Double language. So now, credit bureau. Well, we know the words independently, what they mean, but together it's something else. Right? So we know what credit is. Credit is defined as, in truth and lending, the right granted to extend credit to an obligor or to create something and extend it to somebody else in hopes or with a promise that they'll make payments on it in the future, right? So I lend you something now and I expect to get future payments towards these things. So that's me lending it to you on credit. But bureau, we know that bureau comes with the word government. Whenever we think bureau, we think government. So the consumer reporting agencies, everybody needs credit, but they fear the government. So if they fear the government and they need credit, what if we made a word and we use messengers of misinformation as our actors to infiltrate communities? And we talk about credit bureaus. We have teachers saying it. We have financial institutions saying it. We have banks and firms saying it. Before you know it, this word credit bureau spreads like wildfire. Now, everybody believes there's a credit bureau when we think of Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax.
So what are those companies?
Consumer reporting agencies. That's all they are. They're just a piece of paper. Corporations.
That's insane. So you're telling me, we don't have to use Experian, TransUnion, and those companies anymore?
Not necessarily. Do you have to use them? No. If you're operating in commerce, you might have to because they are the industry standards. They're the industry players that has a monopoly on the game, right? So they built a framework around what they do, and it just so happens that this is the route we got to go. All right, bet. Don't hate the player. Or was it? Don't hate the game, hate the player. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? So people's problem is they don't want to learn the game. Consumer law is learning the game because everything is in writing. But the hardest thing most people never do is think. The hardest thing most people never do again is read. Because if you want to hide something from a person, you put it in a book.
That's true.
Right?
That's
so the law's been written before I came to America. All the stuff that I'm telling you, it's been here. I came off the plane, it was still here. I was running around barefoot in Jamaica, it was here. The thing is, no one was brave enough to do what I'm doing and really bring this to the forefront, letting people know that, yo, you got power. And it's crazy because as I learned this, there's people in the banking industry that's saying, Daraine, don't tell them. Don't tell them what you know. Dude, I have cracked the code to late payments. I can get late payments deleted in 4 hours.
How do you do that? How do you get late payments deleted in 4 hours? Tell us.
Well, you got other people out here begging and sending goodwill letters. It's the law.
So how do you go, if a person right now, they have late payment on their credit, how do they remove it in 4 hours?
So learning how to delete late payments is a combination of 2 laws, 15 U.S.C. 1681 D2A1 and 15 U.S.C.
What is that
1666B. I'm going to have you pull it up right now.
Pull it up.
You got your cell phone?
Pull it up. What is that
We're going to get
state?
it. 15 U.S.C. 1666B. Let's start
We'll
there.
have one of the guys read it. What's the
No, it's pretty cool. I promise
Okay.
you want to read it.
Here.
I promise you.
Here, pull it up, Al. Pull it up. Pull up the law.
15 USC 1666B. Promise you, you want to do it. I promise you, you want to look it up. 66B.
15
Timing of payments.
USC
1666B. Timing of payments. Timing of
So
payments.
what made you start doing these research on these law? Were you a lawyer before?
No, I got a high school diploma.
Wow. So what made you just go in the background to really just start looking up these things?
I like knowing things other people don't know. You found it?
A creditor may not.
All right. So I want you to read that for me. And then remember this. So I'm going to show you the difference in when you change the things you look at, the things you look at also changes. I'm going to prove this to you right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this one more time. When you change the things you look at, the things you look at also changes. Go ahead.
So it says, so a creditor may not treat a payment on a credit card account number in open consumer credit plan as late for any purpose.
For any purpose, right? They cannot treat it late for any purpose. Keep going. Keep going.
I have a question about that too.
Not yet. You can't. Not yet.
Unless the
Not
creditor
yet.
has adopted responsible procedure designed to ensure that use of the statement, including the information requires by Section 1637. So what does that mean?
All right.
Because I'm not a lawyer.
Well, I needed to keep going.
Okay. This
In order
this
to get
title
the
is
scope of it,
mailed or
you gotta get it.
delivered to the consumer not later than 21 days before the payment due date.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean?
All right. I'm going to have you read it again. I promise you, it will all make sense. I promise you.
A creditor may not treat a payment on a credit card account number in open-end consumer credit plan as late for any purpose unless the creditor has adopted responsibility and procedure designed to ensure that each statement, including the information required by Section 1637 of this title, is mailed or delivered to the consumer not later than 21 days before the payment is due date.
All right. So you mentioned a few things there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to prove something to you. And if I can't prove it, I got $5,000 here that
What you gonna
get.
let's
Right?
So he got $5,000. He
real
gonna
money,
prove something
real
to
money,
me.
real money. Right? So real money, right? Real money.
Yeah.
It's not prompt money like some of these fake people out there. So let's take a few things into
Yeah.
consideration, right?
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm going to have you hold on to it too.
So what are you gonna prove? Let's see.
All right. A creditor may not treat a payment as late for any purpose unless. It simply means that unless they do something,
Yeah.
there cannot be no late payment, correct? That's what it said.
That's what it said.
All right. It said they must adopt reasonable procedures. And with those reasonable procedures, there also needs to be a statement from Section 1637B of that title. So which means everything that's required under 1637B must also be sent to the consumer.
Yeah.
All right? But they also said that it must be mailed
Yeah.
or delivered
Yeah.
to the consumer.
So before they put a late payment on your profile, they gotta mail it to you first.
The most important part, it must be mailed or delivered not later than 21 days before the payment
But
due
what
date.
must be delivered?
Whatever their reasonable procedures are, and all of Section 1637B. So,
Explain to me. All right, hold this.
oh, you gave it back. You gave it back. Okay.
So explain to me. So you're telling me that, let's say a person right now has a late payment on a credit card. So they actually made that late payment on the credit card. How do
Did
they? They didn't pay it, so it's late.
What does that mean?
It means that they didn't pay it, and they need to pay it, and it's late. So
That's hearsay. How do you know that?
Because the transaction didn't happen.
Well, did you know that transactions are excluded from a person's consumer report?
So they can file a transaction on your consumer report? Explain that.
You want to put up another $5,000?
Explain it.
Before we go to transaction, let's get to late payment, right? In order for any creditor to treat a payment as late, any creditor, I don't care who they are, the law is very clear. They must mail out what their reasonable procedures are. On top of that, the statement and the section 1637B must be included in that mail that's being delivered to the consumer.
Because a lot of these people who got late payments and things like that, they don't mail them any letters.
They don't mail them anything.
So it means it's invalid.
That means there cannot be a late payment if the requirements of 1666B is not met.
Oh, wow.
A creditor cannot treat any payment as late unless.
So how you remove it is by calling the bureaus and telling them about that section in the law?
I'm going to prove to you that a credit bureau don't exist too. I can put up another 5 if you're up to it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So this 5 is for a credit bureau. So if I cannot prove to you right now that there is no such thing as a credit bureau, this is yours. I want you to hold on to it. Again.
I hate holding on to cash. I don't remember the last time I hold on to cash. Here, you guys hold it. I'm so used to transactions.
So let's get it.
All right.
So we solved the late payment issue, right? Are we good on the late payment?
Yeah. So how I want to understand, we solved the late payment issue, but I want to get in details on how the audience can go right now and remove late payments off their credit.
Oh, that part's easy. They
So
just
how do
gotta
they do
text
it?
late. So
How do they do it?
all they got to do is text the word late payment. That's it.
Okay.
Text the word late payment.
So they're not.
to 917 993
We want to give them the sauce,
523.
right?
That's
We
it.
want to give them the sauce.
But the sauce is already in the document.
Oh, it's in a document.
Yeah, that's why they're texting it.
Okay. So
if they
once they
send
text
it,
that, they're actually going to get the exact thing you
Yeah.
need to do to remove the late
It's
payment.
like $47 or like $97.
Okay. Cool.
So all they got to do is text the word late payment to 917 993 5238. I already made the letters and they have the script.
Wow.
It's already done.
Wow. So they just
I'm
have
not
to,
here
they're just
making
going
it
off a script and they're just calling the
already
bureaus.
done. It's
they're
already-
calling the consumer laws.
Both. So you're getting the creditor.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to hold on to it and match it with another 5?
Nah.
All right. So there's a script that I made.
Yeah.
All consumer law based. There's also letters that I made that are also consumer law based. Remember, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Yeah.
So if a consumer reporting agency, like your Experian, your Equifax, your TransUnion, if they are going to say that a late payment exists, well, it means they must have proof that it exists, correct? So the creditor that's supplying the information must have sent them a copy of the letter or the notice, including the information from 1637B. And they also had to send them whatever tracking mechanism they use, whether it's certified mail, overnight mail, statutory mail, whatever.
Well, some people may be like, man, this is a load of crap, right? Some people would be like,
keep your late payments.
There's my late payment can't remove and
Then
stuff
they
like
keep
that.
they keep the late payments.
So they can, right now, they can text you on what number again?
917-993-5238. Text the word late payment.
And then the whole PDF is going to show them exactly where to go to be able to remove that late
They're
payment.
going to get all the script.
script and
the
everything.
script, the sauce, all of it.
How long is this script? Are we on like...
It's a short script. It's based on conversation. But the main thing is following the script.
Yeah.
Follow the script. It's been proven. It's been tested. There is no rebuttal to this.
Yeah.
There is no rebuttal.
Yeah.
Right? So what I was explaining to you earlier, 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, a consumer reporting agency must ensure that they have reasonable procedures designed to ensure that the consumer report maintains maximum possible accuracy.
Yeah.
Accuracy means all values exact, all values correct.
Yeah.
So if a late payment is going to be furnished on Daraine's consumer report, they must have proof that I was late. And the only proof the law says that a creditor can give for a late payment is that the notice was delivered 21 days before the payment due date, the information under 1637B was sent, and they must prove that it was delivered to the consumer 21 days before the payment due date.
How many late payment have you guys removed?
Oh, Jesus. Dude, I don't keep track. So today's what day? Today is
the 8th.
Today's Wednesday. So on Sunday, we had another 8 late payments deleted when I did my university call with my students.
Wow.
So one person got 4, and then another student of ours, Koi, she got 39 deletions.
Wow.
She got like 4 charge-offs, 4 late payments, bankruptcy, student loan. Like, it's wild, bro. Like, my community is wild.
So you even remove bankruptcy, student loans,
Dude,
and everything?
that's easy.
But you know, student loans, student loans and those things always come back on your credit.
Well, it comes back if you let it come back.
How do you not let it come back?
Well, who gave this Mohila your information? Did you sign a contract with Mohila?
Who's Mahila? Basically,
It's a student loan servicer.
Okay.
So you might have gotten an alleged loan from the Department of Education.
Yeah.
But then you got somebody showing up, oh, we're a servicer. We are taking over your student loan. The next thing you know,
Yeah.
this company starts reporting to your consumer report.
Yeah.
Well, that's identity theft.
Yeah.
Do they have permissible purpose?
Yeah.
And did you give them any?
Yeah.
15 U.S.C. 1681b2.
Yeah.
In writing.
Yeah.
In writing. That is the only way a consumer can give a permissible purpose. And without a legitimate business reason which constitute and is foundation and ground for permissible purpose, where I sign that I give this person, and a person means a corporation,
Yeah.
permission to report information or even pull my consumer report. Anybody that uses an information or an identification of you without a lawful authority or permissible purpose is described as aggravated identity theft. 18 U.S.C. 1028A. Please go look it up.
Wow. This is insane, man. I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much about credit, but I want to get into the details too, though.
Let's get it.
So what I want to know is basically, because there's people out here who have bad credit, right? And they're trying to.
They just have bad information, that's all.
So, okay, so they have bad information. So now, what information, if I want to take my credit score in the next, how fast, because you fix your credit 3 times in 6 months to 800 credit score.
Let me get that book. So this book,
Yeah.
everything that I did in Kuwait, there we go. Everything that I did in Kuwait, everything is recorded here.
Wow.
How I built the 800 3 times in 1 year, everything is here.
Yeah.
And I should have some pictures in here from Kuwait too. Let me see if these.
Wow.
Well, this version doesn't have the pictures. There's 2 versions of this. This one doesn't have the pictures. So when I was in Kuwait and I was learning this stuff, bro, I learned how to remove collections.
Yeah.
I learned what inquiries were. I learned the factors of FICO. I learned about truth in lending. Like all of that great stuff I learned. I learned about
Trade
building
lines and
out
all the
trade
primaries.
lines, what a good profile looks like, the payment history, the utilization, the derogatory, every single thing, bro. And I put it all here.
Yeah.
Everything that I learned in Kuwait that got me that 800 credit score 3 times, I put in this book. This book right here.
Wow. Guys, make sure you get the book. It's going to be down below. Make sure y'all get
Yeah, I'll give you the link, and they can just text FICO, FICO.
Oh, and we received the book too.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
awesome.
There's a PDF. So this version,
Yeah.
there's only an electronic version. This version was done pretty much for you.
Awesome.
So I got a copy made.
I'm going to make sure I read the whole
a
book.
copy was made.
I'm going to make sure I read
specifically
the whole book.
for you.
I'm going to read
But
I'm
for
gonna read the whole
anybody
book.
else that's watching,
I'm going to read the whole book. So, in the book right here, you said payment history of 35% of your credit. Payment history of 35% of your credit, the debt utilization, the age of the credit account, the type of account, and the new credit. So, like, if I'm starting out.
I'm going to break that down for you now. All right. This is the code.
Yeah.
Like, what you just asked and what you just asked, y'all asked the same things, just different ways. So the ultimate code that I cracked in Kuwait was that I can control late payment and utilization, right? So FICO has 5 factors: payment history, utilization, age of credit, the amount of credit, meaning the mixture of the credit, and new credit. 5 factors, right?
Yeah.
Well, it breaks down even further. From 300 to age 50, we have 550 points.
Yeah.
Right? So we only need to maximize 550 points. But those 550 points are also broken down into categories.
Yeah.
Payment history. Payment history makes up what? 35%. 35% of 550 is 192.5 points.
Yeah.
Right? Utilization, which is 30% breaks down to 165 points.
Yeah.
Then we talk about the age, right? The age is 15% or 82.5 points, right? Then we have new credit, which is 10%.
Right here in there.
10% gives you 55 points, and then mixture of credit give you 55 points or 10%. Well, that adds up to 550.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, because we can delete late payments and utilization, 192.5 points plus 165 points equal 357.5 points. That's the clue. When I got that, that's how I got my 800 3 times.
Oh, wow. So, but if a person has a balance on their credit card and they have, let's say they got American Express $10,000. So let's even make it simpler. Let's say a person, most people, when they first get approved for credit cards, are like Capital One and these Discovery and these small cards, right? So if they have a utilization is high, there's no way they can remove that utilization.
Well, yeah, there's 2 ways.
Paying it off, and some of them don't have the money to pay it off.
That's one.
So what do they do?
Delete the account. No.
Delete their account?
Yeah, delete the account.
So they would delete the whole account off their profile?
Correct.
But wouldn't that show as like illegal, or like, what do you think about that?
It's not illegal.
So it's not illegal to delete an account on your credit profile.
15 USC 6802.
But if you delete the account on your credit profile, aren't you ruining a relationship with that credit
It is a possibility, but it's not illegal. 15 USC 6802 opt out gives a consumer the right to opt out of having their information shared by any financial institution.
Wow.
It is law.
You're teaching me so much right now, because the only law that I knew in the credit industry was Section 609. That was it. That was the only law.
Oh my God, where's my drink? I gotta find my drink. I'm gonna take a drink to that.
That was the only law I actually knew.
Rest in peace, Section 609. You have done your duties.
Wow, that's crazy. So it's actually, you can delete stuff off your credit. You can delete it off your credit. But the thing about it is, like, you deleting those things off your credit, these bureaus, you're not gonna have
sure
the same relation. Not okay.
Are you sure there's a bureau?
Okay. I'm not sure if there's a bureau anymore because of you.
I'm willing to.
But if you remove all these things,
I'm willing to put up.
If you remove all these things on your credit, though, you're not gonna have that relationship with that company. Isn't there a way to do some type of balance transfer?
You know how many banks are in America? A lot.
How many banks are in America?
A lot.
Wow.
Right? And if we're talking about balance transfer, that's another strategy. It's not just one strategy.
Okay.
There are many strategies. The problem is a lack of financial information and education.
Yeah.
That's why so many people make so many bad choices, because they don't know the things that they don't know, and the people that know the things that they don't know use the things that they don't know against them.
But then also the thing about it too is, like, when you're fixing credit and you don't fix credit.
No.
You just give the information.
Yeah, I teach. I'm an educator because I believe in teaching a man how to fish. I do not believe in giving people fishes. I'm not that dude.
Nice.
They got to go find somebody else for that.
So with the utilization, you just remove their account. So if they have a whole bunch of bad accounts, better to just remove those accounts. And then now, when they remove those accounts, now guess what happens? Their age goes down. So what do you do now when you remove those accounts? Your age goes down.
Positive trade lines.
Where can you get positive trade lines?
You can get it from your mama, your uncle, your sister, your brother, if they have good relationships,
Well, a lot of
good
people,
credit.
family members don't have great credit.
But these are still places they can get them.
Okay.
If the
If they
person
have-
is responsible.
Yeah.
If the person has it. Or
Yeah.
you could find people that specializes in business credit.
Yeah.
That also specializes in trade lines. So there's people that specializes in trade lines, right?
Like there's a site that I like to use, and it's called Trade Line Supplies.
Yeah, so there's people that do this on a regular, like that's their business.
Yeah.
Their business is to pair consumers up with positive trade lines. So these things are out there. So not like your current credit situation does not define your financial reality. And people need to comprehend that. Not because you had a bankruptcy, not because you had a charge off, not because you had 10, 15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 late payment. It doesn't mean you are stuck there. Where you are right now is just what it is. But getting this book, learning the secrets to how I built out a 800 credit score 3 times in 1 year will set you free. But for every 9 out of 10 people that watch this episode, maybe one person is going to get the book. Maybe one person is going to go get the late payment deletion guide to get their late payments deleted. They rather sit in front of a TV and watch Real Housewives of Somewhere where they're being entertained versus being educated.
That's true.
And this is why we have this. That's why we have this pandemic. We have a pandemic on misinformation.
So you can help them delete the account. You can teach them how to delete the account from their credit. And then you can also teach them how to get the trade lines.
Well, I don't teach the trade lines. I have a lot of friends that do.
That does trade lines.
That's too
So
easy.
you can refer them to those different
Correct.
people.
That's the easiest
Because
part.
trade lines, can you talk about trade lines? Because a lot of these people may not know about trade lines. So what is trade lines?
Trade lines are exactly what they said they are. Trade lines. The lines of credit that you're using in commerce, right? So a line of credit with Capital One, that's a trade line.
Yeah.
It's a primary if it's yours.
Yeah.
It's a secondary or a trade line, quote unquote, if it belongs to somebody else and you're an authorized user on it.
Yeah.
Trade lines are just lines of credit that is used in trading commerce. That's really all it is.
Wow. So and the trade lines allows you to basically borrow other people's credit cards.
Yeah,
That's
like
what a
piggyback.
trade line
Yeah.
is. So it allows you to borrow other people's credit card, and you can literally list them on your profile. And when you list them on your profile, it actually boosts your credit.
Because it fills the gap where the age, utilization, length of credit history, mixture of credit, all those
It has
stuff
all
now
that in there.
come into factor, correct.
And then-
Because FICO, remember now, the consumer report
Yeah.
and FICO are 2 different things.
Yeah.
They're not the same. Factors of FICO are not factors of the consumer report. The consumer report is a separate thing.
But a FICO score is based on your 3 credit.
It's based on it,
Yeah.
but it's not it.
So what is it?
It's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So now, if you go to 15 USC 1681A, under definitions, right, and rules of construct, you're going to see the definition of what the consumer report is.
Yeah.
In the definition of what the consumer report is, FICO or Vantage is not a factor, is not in there.
Wow.
If you go on FICO's website, FICO will tell you themselves.
Yeah.
The credit score or the risk score comes from the information on the consumer report.
Wow.
2 separate entities. But because of double language, we associate FICO with credit. We associate credit with the consumer report. Now everybody thinks they are the same. So they think that a FICO is your credit and your credit is FICO when they're not. When you separate the 2, you will notice that the factors of FICO has nothing to do with your consumer report. Those are just the factors. And then the information from there flows into FICO and it produces that risk score.
Wow. So if a person starting, right, they already added trade lines on their credit. Now they're trying to get approved for credit cards. What would you say the ideal first few credit cards a person should get approved to apply for?
Go get some secured credit cards, right? Easy right off the bat.
You don't think they can
Put
just
your
go out
money
the
out.
gate and just get like American Express and
I wouldn't.
all these different companies?
Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered.
I mean, when I first started credit, I got approved for this is like years ago. I got approved for at least like $40,000 with Chase Sapphire Reserve.
It don't work like that no more.
It don't work like that no more?
And maybe you were responsible.
Yeah.
And your profile didn't have any damage on it or any negative information on it.
But they won't have any negative information on it if they can just remove if they can remove the debt and add the trade lines.
They can. However, now that the rules of banking have changed several times, the luck you had back in the day, they don't have it now. So can they try it and see if it works? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with doing it. The only thing that beats a trial is a failure, right? So go ahead and try it. But if we're going to talk about structuring it right, get some primaries for yourself. Go get you some secured credit cards. Go get you some secured loans, right? Some personal
How long do you get those things? Because how long do you get those things and wait to apply for cards? Because a lot of people, they want to get cards and stuff like that.
30 to 60 days.
30 to 60 days? So first get like a small secure card, like for $500, $1,000 on it, and then just wait 30 to 60 days, then apply?
No, so it depends on what the person wants to do. Everybody wants to do different things. So in your mind, you're thinking as a business person.
Yeah.
But remember, the average person don't think the way you think.
Yeah.
The average person just want to get approved for a credit card because they're thinking about going on vacation. That's what they're thinking about. They're thinking about getting a credit card and probably go buy a Rick Owens sneaker, right? Wow. They're thinking about getting a credit card and probably go buy a Chanel bag that they've been looking at for weeks in the store, drooling over.
Oh, wow.
So the way you're going with those lines of credit is not the way the average person goes. I wish it was, but it's not.
Oh, wow.
So we got to call an elephant an elephant. They're going for liabilities. So they need to learn financial literacy so they can make better and informed decision on the use of credit.
Yeah.
So when they do that now, when you change the things you look at, the things you look at will also change. Yeah. So now, instead of them seeing liabilities and using those lines of credit to buy it, they're more focused now on the asset column and not the liability column. Because there's three main statements: income, expense, asset, liability, and cash flow. Yeah. Where is the cash flowing?
Well, a lot of these people can get approved for these high limit credit cards and learn how to run a business. You know?
They need to learn
first
the entrepreneurial mindset first, because money talks to people.
Yes.
And when you have a lot of it, it's going to tell you that you can do things that you never thought you could do before.
That's true.
So without a trained mind, it's like giving a baby. All right. Do you have kids?
No, I don't have any kids yet.
All right. So I got a son. Yes, I have a son, right?
Nice.
I have a son. And thank you very much.
What's your son's name?
Xavier.
Xavier. He's in Jamaica?
No, he's in New York.
Oh, he's in New York. So you live in New York?
I live in New York and Atlanta.
Oh, I live in New York and Atlanta. Man,
well, let's say Xavier is 7 right now, right? And let's say I gave Xavier my Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE to go pick up groceries at the shop at 7 years old.
Yeah.
Would I be doing the correct thing there? Giving a 7-year-old a turbo Mercedes-Benz to go pick up groceries?
Nah.
All right. Same kid, my kid. Yeah. But 10 years later, he's 17 years old. Yeah. He's been to driving school. He got his permit. Now he got his license. Yeah. And I need some groceries. Can I confidently give him the keys now to go and get the groceries?
100%, because he crawled before he could walk.
He got trained. Yeah. So a lot of times, you see, when you get your blessings too soon, it can kill you. Yeah. It can damage you. It can destroy you. Yeah. Just like Joseph. Right?
That's true.
Joseph got his blessings too early. Yeah. Right?
I think that happened to me too,
and because he got his blessings too early, he wasn't trained.
I lost $1 million. You're right about that.
That was lesson learned.
Yeah, it was a lesson learned.
I bet you
when I was younger. I would never do that again.
You can't spell million without a few L's.
Yeah.
Right? Lessons learned.
Yeah.
So
you were right about that.
So now it's perspective. Yeah. Because, okay, if there's a 6 here and a 9 there,
Yeah.
I'm seeing 69, right? And no pun intended for you guys out there on the internet. But if you're looking at the same thing, you're seeing 96.
Yeah.
We're both right.
Yeah.
Different perspective.
Yeah. That's true.
When you change the things you look at,
Yeah.
the things you look at also changes.
That's true. How did you hear about credit when you first got started? Was it from Jamaica?
No, Jamaica, you're not going to learn credit. That's a fact. It's either you got your money or you don't. There is no credit like here. That's why I keep saying,
Yeah.
people here are too blessed and they don't know because they're in the picture so much.
Yeah.
It's either you got your money or you don't.
Yeah.
And what I had to learn here when I was trying to get an apartment is that, dude, you can't even get an apartment. I couldn't even get a used car with 75,000 miles on it because my credit was so bad. Wow. I was stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. Like, dude, I was so broke, like it was a joke.
Wow.
Everywhere I went, I got denied.
So through desperation made you real figure it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because when your back's against the wall and you're on the ground, you can't go no further down. The only way you got to do is get up.
Yeah.
And if you can look up, you can get up.
Yeah.
So I decided to get up, get myself together, get my life together. Because I say I'm a man,
Yeah.
but if I need an apartment, I need somebody to be a co-signer.
Yeah.
If I needed a car, I needed somebody to be a co-signer. What type of man am I? I'm not a real man.
Yeah.
I may be a plaything.
Yeah.
I'm not a man though. So stepping into that and owning that identity, owning the fact that I had bad credit,
Yeah.
and I needed to make a change was the pivoting ground for me learning consumer law.
Okay. So now we talked about trade lines, but I want to talk about primaries because primaries is another thing that you can add on your credit, but I think a lot of people don't know about primaries. So we talked trade lines. You can get trade lines from Trade Line Supplies. What's some other people you can get some trade lines from?
There's other people in your family. There's people that sell it, right?
yeah.
So grandmas, some grandmas, not all grandmas, normally got great
Let's
credit.
say you don't have family members and you just want to buy it. You're like an introvert. You're really not really out there having families, and you're just trying to buy it to get it. So where can you go? Like Trade Line Supplies?
For me, I've never had to go that route.
Oh, wow.
So how I build my 800, I didn't use any secondaries or trade lines. I used all primaries. So
Where'd you get your primaries from?
I got them myself. So I got secured credit cards. This is what I spoke about in the book. So I use my own primaries. So I got secured credit cards, right? That's number one. Then I went and get an auto loan. I had to get a co-signer.
Oh, wow.
But because I started building up the profile.
Yeah.
See, what a lot of people's problem is these days, they want everything quick.
Yeah.
They want a microwave fixed.
Yeah.
That's why they'll know a year that they want to buy a house, but 30 days before they are ready, they want somebody to fix their credit. It don't work like that. You cannot predict how these companies are going to respond. You cannot predict the type of star letters they're going to give you. You cannot predict if they're going to ignore your disputes or not.
Yeah.
You cannot predict none of this.
Yeah.
Right? So what you can control is the fact that, hey, if I got a few bucks, I'm going to go open up 3 secured credit cards. I'm going to go get 3 secured loans. That's 3 and 3 is out. 6.
So the
6 primaries.
So secure loans, and like, how much do you have to put on do you put down payment on the secure loans?
Yeah, because they're matching the line of credit.
How much do you put down?
I did 500.
So you
I
put
did
500
3
and give you 500?
Yeah, so I did 3 $500 lines of secured loans and 3 $500 lines of secured credit cards. That gave me 6 primaries.
Oh, wow. But isn't that a low? But if you're applying for credit cards and things like that, and the credit bureau see you only have $500 in a primary, wouldn't it not approve you for a lot?
It's a start. You don't need to be great to start, but you need to start to be great.
Oh, for the people who can afford to buy the bigger
If you have more
okay.
funds, open up bigger lines of secured lines.
Okay.
But for
if you have more funds, open it.
The average person don't even got $4,000 saved up in a bank account.
Oh, wow. I love that about you, because you really are relating to the average
I was there,
person.
bro. I was the dude that
I've
was
been so
broke.
far away from the average person for so long.
But it's good because now you're able to see what it's like when I didn't have and now I have. Dude, I've been broke and I've been rich, and I promise you this. I'll never go back being broke.
Yeah.
And if I do, that ever happen?
It can't happen. You can never ever go back to where you was because it just wasn't. It's not
the great thing about being rich is
what?
See, you can take away the Mercedes, the cars, the clothes. Give me a few days. I'll get it right back. Because of what?
Your knowledge.
Yes. People think that this.
That's trash.
They think this
That's trash.
is riches. This is not. This is nothing. That's nothing. It's just, that's nothing. People think that is riches.
Yeah.
The riches, it's here.
It's in your mind.
It's the things that you know. And what's his name? Oh my God. I think was it Young Jock? No, it wasn't Young Jock.
Who?
There was a rapper that came on and they said, if you lose everything right now, how long will it take for you to get it back? He says 2 days. Because of the people that I know, the bankers that I know.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you, bro, that statement was a whole bar because a lot of people underestimate what they can do in 5 years and overestimate what they can do in 10.
It's true.
It's crazy how people don't play themselves. You are your greatest investment.
That's true.
And it starts with credit.
That's true. So I have some more questions for you, right?
What you got?
So the question I have for you is that when you first getting started, you have your secure card. What credit card should we go apply for first as an average person? What's the first few credit cards we should apply for first that we can get approval? Do you think we should do pre-approval first or just go apply?
Both. You can do both. If you're not sure about the waters, do your pre-approvals, right? But when I did it, right, I got me Capital One, Navy Federal, and I got a few credit unions in my community that I use. So I applied to 4, right? Then after that now, I opened up secure lines of credit. So 4 and 3 gave me 7.
Oh, wow.
So now I had 7 primaries. That's reporting. So in 3 months, what I did was I maxed out those cards, paid them all back, maxed them out. So every month I maxed them out and paid them off back.
Why do you max them out? I thought you're not supposed to do that.
Well, who said that?
Well, isn't like...
Wait, who said that?
A friend? I don't know.
But you see, so it goes back to where are we getting the information from. You can max a card out, but make sure you pay the card off before it gets reported.
Oh, wow.
So I showed them that I am demonstrating.
You do it 10 days before your reporting day? Because I heard some people say, hey, do it a few days before your reporting day. Like, what do you think about that?
So the reporting date is when they report to the consumer reporting agency. The payment date is when you need to pay it, right? So what I did was I maxed them out and I made sure I paid them down below 5%. I like keeping it under 5%, right?
Okay.
Because you maximize the most FICO points between 4 and 8%. So I was at like 4 or 5. I was hovering right there. And what that did was I was able to maximize on a few things. My payment history, because I'm paying it back, right? So that's 192.5 points. And then the utilization is down, which is what, 165. So right there, I was maximizing 357.5 points.
Wow.
That's how I cracked the code.
Wow. That's insane. And what I really love about you too is like I keep saying about how you're relating to the average person, because all the credit advice and stuff that I have received was always like, oh, spend $4,000 on buying these different trade lines, $5,000. You know what I'm saying? It was always like, it was never.
You do 500.
It was never 500. It was never.
You had a bigger vision. You had things you need to get done. You had businesses you needed to start. So it required more. To whom more? What's the saying? To whom much is given, much is required. There we go. I'm going to say this again for everybody. To whom much is given, much is also required. You were building an empire. You weren't going out buying liabilities. It required more. You needed to do more. You needed more lines of credit.
Oh, wow.
So it's not the same.
That's true. So like, there's different credit bureau polls. And I heard a lot of people do this thing called credit card stacking.
Yes.
Right? Because if you're stacked, I have some friends who have like freaking $3 million in credit cards. And these guys basically do credit card stacking. Like, what would you say, like, if you want to do credit card stacking, you first got your first secure card, which is $500, and you got it on these different, and you got it on your profile, which is your consumer profile, not your credit, not the credit bureau, right? I'm correct. All right, so if you got it on these different, if you got it on a consumer profile, which credit cards should you use that pulls from which bureau so you can be able to maximize, or you don't teach that?
No, I don't teach it, but I know it.
Okay.
So let's talk about a few things, right? When I was stacking up, right? When I was really stacking up.
Yeah.
We talk about Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, right? So if we're going to go the Amex route, with Amex, you can get approved for all their credit cards under one inquiry, right? You can get the gold, the platinum, the rose gold,
That's true.
the plum. You can get them all with one inquiry.
Wow.
So they pull from Experian, right? All right, so you go get your Amexes, you stack up, you can get anywhere from, and you know that those Amexes, they don't have a preset limit. It's based on your spending power.
Based on your spending power.
Right? So if you demonstrate that you can really run up a bag and pay the bag back, dude, you can get within 30 to 60 days, 40, 50, 60,000.
Here's an American Express on the way right now that you actually helped us get approved for.
Right.
So there's an American Express right here.
That's just one of them.
Yeah.
The next thing is this. Well, TransUnion. Well, there's a company called Truist and Lightstream.
Yeah.
Right? SunTrust.
Yeah.
They go with TransUnion. Navy Federal goes with TransUnion.
Yeah.
So if you know that, you can go with either one. Navy Federal, they're very generous. They'll give you $25,000.
Yeah.
Right? There's other credit unions out there that you can use, but then if you go like a PNC, they might pull from an Equifax.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about getting $40,000 on Amex, $25,000 from a Navy Fed, and then maybe another 20 or 25 from a PNC or one of those other ones that pull from Equifax. You know, just got 40, 25. That's $90,000 for one inquiry because it's showing one inquiry in each.
Wow. So do you recommend when you're applying for these different credit cards, do it all at the same time?
I did, and that's what works. That's how my friends run it. We run it in an incognito window, all applications up, filled out at the same time. So all we're hitting is send, send, send.
And you're just clicking send.
Send,
wow,
send.
that is so genius. That is so genius.
They all hit at the same time.
Wow, because now it's all one inquiry and bam, as soon as you click it. So now, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your secret to success?
The secret to my success is my ability to believe that I can do all things.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Yeah. There is nothing that I believe I cannot do. Yeah. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if the words that I use and the spells that I cast on myself manifest in life. See, believing, right? Be living what you believe in, even though you be lying. See, everything you talk about regarding a future outcome is a lie. If I say right now I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom, that's a lie. I'm making it up. It hasn't happened yet. So I'm making it up that I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom. I'm making a lie up right now. I'm going right back to Atlanta. That is a lie. It hasn't happened yet. Wow. So if we have the ability to predict and speak into our lives the things we want to happen, why would I not speak success into my life? Yeah. I am successful. Yeah. I am the greatest.
Yeah. Yes. So what makes you different from all the different credit people out there?
So I believe in education first. Yeah. I am not one to say I'm going to give you fishes because I don't give people fishes. I don't like it, don't like the idea of it. Yeah. A person's mind, your mind is your single most greatest asset. Yeah. And Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed because of a lack of information. The opposite is true. If my people become empowered with information, they will not be destroyed. Yeah. And the information that I provide, I know can change zip codes. Yeah. That's why I'm different, because I believe in education first.
Wow. And that's really good. And I learned a lot from you, from a lot of different people who do credit. You're actually the best person that actually help the everyday people.
Thank you.
That I personally I have never met someone who actually literally, like how you broke it down about doing the secure cards and things like that, and really positioning yourself. 90% of credit people don't do that. They don't teach that. They make you spend thousands of dollars doing different things and stuff like that. And I'm so happy that you came on the stage and actually can explain to people that it don't matter what level you want, you can still get started.
You can still win. You can still win.
So the question I have for you is that you said something in one of your interviews, and you said bad credit is a business.
Oh, it is hold on, let me get my mic right. Let me fix my.
Yeah.
Bad credit is the biggest business in America.
Yeah.
It is a multi-trillion dollar.
Why do you say that though? Why do you say bad credit is a business?
All right. A consumer goes out. Remember, they got no education in school about credit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
They'll kill us with everything else for us to learn, right? They even told us that the cow jumped over the moon. What cow have you ever seen jump over a moon?
There's no cow that.
None, but they're teaching it in schools.
Yeah.
Right? So the amount of BS that's in schools, right, in these child prisons, in these indoctrination camps, that they're shoving down our kids' throat.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
So if garbage goes in, garbage comes out.
That's true.
Right? So they're teaching the kids all of this crap. And they're not teaching them about finances. They're not teaching them about credit. Now high school comes. What's after high school? College. Most people in America got introduced to their first credit card in college. And they don't even know what to do with it. So they max it out, forget it.
That's true.
Now they got a collection. Now they got a charge off.
That's
right? So now, not only was there a finance charge, and the finance charge is the sum of all charges, and inside the finance charge, 15 USC 1605, inside the finance charge, there's an insurance policy that protects the creditor or the lender in the event that the obligor defaults, so they're getting paid from the insurance, right? They get a tax break because they write it off the profit and loss by selling it. By reporting it to the IRS as a canceled debt, a charge-off, and then they sell it now to collection agencies. So they got paid 4 times.
Wow.
Not to mention all the payments that a person made, because you're not getting those payments back.
Yeah.
So they got all the payments, and the interest rate hike. See, whenever there's the thing in their terms and agreement, if you are ever late for any reason, it gives them the power to increase the interest rate. It's in the terms and conditions. So when you're hit with a late payment, right, which shouldn't even be on there in the first place, if they didn't do the requirements under Section 1666B, interest rates go up. So now you're paying more back to interest than to principal.
Yeah.
So when bad credit, they can get paid 5 to 6 times. Person with good credit, they're only getting paid once.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to make the most money off?
The bad credit.
The bad credit. This is why there is such a lock on credit. They have blackballed the industry so much.
They want you to have bad credit.
They want people to have bad credit, bro.
Because interest rate is so high, everything is so high.
And every time the consumer report gets pulled, it has to be paid for.
Wow. That's insane. That's insane.
This is the part people don't think about.
Yeah.
It's a whole business. Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Right? Wells Fargo got hit with a $3.7 billion lawsuit.
Why was that?
Because, you didn't hear about it.
What was it about?
They misapplied payments as late to people's reports. They illegally foreclosed on people, illegally repossessed their vehicle, illegally charged late fees, illegally opened up accounts. Bank of America, the same, $200 million.
Wow. It's
a big business. How much is it for a late payment? $25, right? Yeah. So let's use 3 things. Who got a calculator? I want you to see the numbers. All right. Over 16 million people was affected, right?
16. Wow.
16 million, right? Now, multiply that by a $25 late payment charge.
400 million.
No, go back again to 16 million.
16 million.
No, let's not do 16 million. Go to 0. Let's add some stuff up. A late payment is $25.
Yeah.
Right? Overdraft fee is $35. overdraft, late payment. What else? We're just going to use those two.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what's that, 60?
Yes.
And that's just from two things. That's just from the late payment and overdraft fee, right?
Yeah.
Multiply that by the 16 million people that got affected.
Wow. Basically, that's 960 million.
And those are just two things. There's repossessions.
Wow.
There's foreclosures. There's opened accounts illegally.
Wow.
Like, these are the institutions. Dude, they make billions.
Wow.
Off of people with bad credit.
Wow.
We didn't even calculate the interest rate hike because when a payment is late, they up the interest rate.
That's insane.
And that was just from two things, just two.
Yeah.
Imagine when you factor in all the others.
Wow. That's crazy.
Can you imagine?
That's crazy. We need to be in that business.
We're in the wrong business.
We need to be in that business.
So that's what I'm like. Bad credit is the biggest business in America.
Wow. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, bro. That's insane. I didn't even know that. So,
it's a huge number, right?
Yeah, that's a huge number.
Like when you look behind the scenes, you see different things.
Man, it's crazy how late payment is bad. Like, people literally capitalize off of late payments.
Tremendously.
So, like, how do these people get in contact with you? Because they learn so much from you on how they can build their credit every single day. And you help us actually get one of our credit cards, which is the American Express that I have shown on the screen. So, like, how do these people get in contact with you so they can work with you?
All right. So getting in contact with me is very easy, right? Daraine Delevante. DARAINE DELEVANTE. On Instagram, at Daraine Delevante. That's DARAINE DELEVANTE. On YouTube, Daraine Delevante, DARAINE DELEVANTE. I am very Googleable.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that hard to find me.
Yeah.
You can see conference. I'm a real person.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the other thing too with a lot of people online. You'll see people online, but a lot of people are out of reach. You can never see them anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And having conversations like these, it's one of the key factors of normalizing and making financial literacy cool in the homes. We need to normalize these conversations. We cannot send our kids off into the working environment, whether it be a business or whether it be a job or to college, without the right information. This is why we are behind the 8 ball. We gotta normalize the type of conversations in our homes. We have to normalize the information we give our kids. Take the tablets away from the kids.
Yeah.
If it's a tablet, make sure they're playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
If we're talking about allowances, give them a secured credit card.
Yeah.
We gotta change this information.
That's true.
We have to change it. True wealth starts in the home.
So you had a number. What number do they text to be? You have a challenge going on.
Oh yeah, I got a challenge coming on.
And you do this every month?
Every month, yeah.
Every month.
So it was just challenge. Just text the word challenge to 917-993-5238. So that's challenge. Text the word challenge to 917-993-5238. For any of you that wants to learn more about my university, y'all can get a free tour because I give free tours of my university.
Nice.
All they got to do is text the word university to 917-993-5238. It's really simple, bro.
Nice.
Nothing happens until someone is willing to make the change for themselves.
You got to be willing to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
That is 100%
Michael Jackson
true.
said it the best.
Yeah.
The man in the mirror.
Yeah.
We avoid the man in the mirror all the time because we don't want to own our own truth.
That's true.
Own your own truth so no one can use it against you.
That's true. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and comment down below what you thought about this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
Let's get it.